This is GSL Season 5 동래구 시드 스쿼트 태자 히어로 바팅 구미호 마린킹 셈벌 리노 레인 큐리어스 해피 영 마루 홀트 킹 스나이퍼 크리에이터 요다 핵 뱀파이어 현 로로 묘 SOS 보거스 피날레 베이비 소울키 MVP 라이프
Hello.
All right, we're here.
There we go.
There we go.
Tasteless Uncut Season 5.
That's right. We're here now. Welcome to the GSL Codes in Seoul, Korea. We're back. We're ready to be on camera this time. And we've been having a sick tournament so far.
Yes, Group A, amazing. Group B, a little bit crazy.
A little bit lopsided, I would say, as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
But we're going on to Group C now. Again, not long ago we just finished up the most competitive GSL last season with Life winning. Now we're here again, and we got a lot of new faces, which is really exciting because it means a lot more new stories. We're going to be building here at the GSL, but the games have been just as competitive, just as great.
Yeah. I guess we should talk about yesterday a little bit before we get into today, because I'm really excited about today's group, more so than the last two groups even.
Me too.
Now, yesterday, we had one of the biggest blunders ever in Codes history.
I mean, a guy goes 3 hatch. The other guy goes pool.
And then he went gas and then pool. And he mind gassed the entire time. But anyways, you're wondering, that happens sometimes. No. The Terran player went double proxy 11 racks
in the
against
middle
someone who went
of
2 hatcheries, gas pool, complete hard counter, can't lose it. He lost it. Happy, lost it against Ro.32.
This is like not even like a finesse situation. This is like almost like a mathematical fact. Like you're supposed to be able to stop that.
He had like 120 gas. Didn't even make a bailing nest. Just killed
the
rush.
Handling of the situation was not perfect.
It was not perfect. It wasn't even really all that good.
It was actually a bit haphazard, but
it was haphazard.
There's an SAT word for you.
Yeah, random.
There you go. So anyways, yesterday, as we said before, we had that weird game, but as far as like results go, we have Symbol and Hack moving through. Hack, I have to say, I think he was the underdog of this group.
I would agree. In that last game, him against Ro.32, everyone should go watch that, man. That was a good game on Entomb Valley. Ro.32 forgot about 6 Ultras he had in the Nidus, and it came down to a point where I think the 6 Ultras would have made the game go on longer, at least.
Yeah, it was actually kind of sad. Ro.32 had 6 Ultras in a Nidus Worm, and the game got to the point in time where we were almost out of minerals in most locations. It was getting hard to
no one was really
acquire bases. Yeah, it was a low econ late game.
Yeah,
it was pretty scrappy stuff, which is actually my favorite kind of game to cast.
Yeah, it was a lot of
scrappy
fun. There's no question. There was BCs, there was nukes, there was every unit you can think of. Really,
it was one of those games where every unit counted too. But yeah, he left 6 Ultras in there, and we'll never know what would happen had he known better. All right, on to today's games. Again, a very exciting group. Group C. We have Hero, Soulkey, Maru, and Curious.
That's right. Let's tell you more about these players. Hero, one of the most creative Protosses. He's playing so solid. Can he get to the round of 16?
A lot of character in this guy's play. One of my favorite people to watch and cast.
Soulkey, one of the top Zergs of recent Starcraft 1 history. He is, he's seeded in this season, but he's he's been talked about as one of the top Zergs.
And of course, we got Maru over here, one of our youngest players.
Yeah, and he's been around in GSL for a very long time.
He's a seasoned veteran despite his age.
Yeah. And then, of course, Curious. It's Curious, guys. He's a really good Zerg player. That's what you have to say about Curious. He always looks like that, by the way. That's
right. Should have been a poker player.
No, he should be a Starcraft player.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Blasphemy on my part.
Don't you ever do that.
Sorry, guys. I tasteless dropped the ball. All right. Going into this this first match, we're going to have Hero against Soulkey. You know, I think Hero, I just have to say he's the favorite. I think it'd be foolish to not say that. Hero, I think one of the guys that suffers from more anxiety in a match, puts a lot of pressure on himself. That doesn't mean that it's, in some ways, sometimes stress and anxiety can behoove you, but at times it can be debilitating. You get emotional players, even the old school ones like Elky, very emotional guy, still successful, or you get somebody who's much more calm and
or you get a Kanata.
Controlled. Kanata, yes. Or, Gurk, Petrine.
Well, Kanata is the opposite of that, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Kanata, one of the best Terrans of all time, never could make it stick on the stage.
Wasn't he number one on
for a long time?
Game Eye?
Yeah.
Game Eye ladder?
He was just one of the best. You never had a TVT finals where they didn't say thank you to Kanata. The winner didn't say thank you to Kanata for the bracket. Anyways.
All right, guys, we're going into
That's
this.
left field.
The map is Antigua Shipyard. Protoss versus Zerg. If you've been watching GSL, you know we always talk about fourth base for Zerg. It's a tough map to get the fourth base on. You're a little bit spread out. We do see a lot of Immortal Sentry pushes. I don't know if Hero's going to do that here because he just sort of has his own way of playing the game. Artosis, your predictions?
Oh, this is a hard one. Hero 2-1 over Soulkey.
All right, I agree. I concur. All right, get ready for game number 1 of Group C. Hero against Soulkey here in the GSL. Vegas. And we're on here in the bottom left starting location. We have definitely a fan favorite from the site TeamLiquid.net. He is
Liquid Hero.
As you can see, controlling his breathing here, taking a big breath, getting that stress out. And in the upper right, we've got our Zerg player, new to Codes. Very curious to see how this guy is going to perform this season. He is
Okay, so I'm really excited about this match because Soulkey, he's someone, even I have hyped him a lot. He's been one of the Kespa players that has really been playing very well since they started playing Starcraft 2.
Yeah,
he's been
absolutely.
up high on the Korean ladder. He's done reasonably well in the Kespa leagues, but overall, it's more the talk of pro gamers that Soulkey's really good.
By the way, our game is directed by Startail Legend. He does a very good job observing, in-game observing. Actually, very hard to do, and I actually really want to see the day when every tournament mandatory has an in-game observer.
It'll happen.
I've been saying this enough behind the scenes, but I'm going to start saying it in GSL. If you're ever going to host a tournament, just get an observer.
Yeah.
It just makes everything go smoother. And also, what is Legend's Twitter account?
I don't know what it is right now.
You could probably Google Startail Legend. Add him on Twitter. Send him some love.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got, as you can see, voting-wise, Hero the favorite. And even for the vote for Artosis and me, we were saying, probably Hero's the favorite.
Yeah.
But,
Hero,
we could be wrong.
Hero played so phenomenally in the past couple seasons, man. Like, remember that game on here against Leenock? The one where Hero was winning for like 30 minutes and then lost? He's really good. Like, he can take Antigua Shipyard and destroy your base 1 billion times, but Leenock still managed to beat him in that game. If you haven't seen that yet, I believe it was last season, not the season before, right? It was last season. Yeah, the season before he lost PvP. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was last season.
But no, that was group play anyways, I believe. But anyways, that doesn't matter. Leenock killed Hero, and it was an insane show of both their skills. It was actually crazy. But, you know, seeing how well Hero played there, I am so excited to see what type of play he wants to bring here now.
All right. I'm really excited to see this. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like, you know, is Hero one of these guys that you think no matter what will eventually be a GSL champion?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually disagree. But go on, talk.
Sure, I totally get you. But Hero, as mentioned before, he gets emotional.
Yep.
I could see him winning a championship. I wouldn't be surprised if he does take one. But I don't think he's someone that I look at in the same way as some of these other players, where I'm like, you will win a championship.
What about a finalist?
Sure, yeah.
You say
absolutely. But to finish on that final stage.
If you got anxiety issues or any stress issues, I mean, that's the biggest burden of all is when you're on the stage.
Look at the people who actually do win championships. Stone Cold Killer's Life, our last champion.
Yeah.
Kid doesn't care. Everyone knows it. MVP, come on. Nesty, MC, these people have most of the championships.
These are guys that are having a good time on the stage.
Yeah, and
they just enjoy this.
They won't flinch. And the thing is, I don't trust 100% that Hero won't ever flinch. But anyways, Hero right now is trying to sneak a probe out. He's trying to get these lings out of the way, and there you go. The probe is sneaking up there on the left side, as you see. So he is planning some shenanigans. And he's going for a Stargate.
Getting 2 more gases now.
Yeah, and you know what I really like is that Hero, he snuck this probe out, looks like for a proxy pylon, but there's an Overlord waiting where he knows a probe would go to make a proxy pylon to attack him with. And we'll show you that later, I'm sure, but it's really cool.
That's sort of the typical location to put that, by the way. That Overlord there. To the point in time in which people don't even really put the pylon there anymore. They actually put it in, it would almost seem more obvious, except that the Overlord's never there.
He's actually making a pylon in a really funny location.
That's a really weird spot.
Yeah.
That's not even, I don't get that at all. You know, like...
No, well, I don't know. We'll see what he's going to make there. I think he's going to hide tech. Yeah, he's making a second Stargate.
Cool.
That's what's going on.
Coolio.
Okay. So... right now, he knows about the one Stargate, right? So he's going to pull some units off the other Stargate. Now, is he going to go for a lot of Void Rays? That's the question. And yes, he is.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, so how many Void Rays will he end up going for? He's making the second one already. I believe he will make some from the top. He might go like 4 Void Rays, 5 Void Rays, something like that, because then you can't even burrow Spore Crawlers. You actually kill them before they do anything.
You mean root them?
Yeah. Like when they try to move over, it doesn't even matter. And the thing is, you would need so many spores, and then they can just kill them anyway.
We're essentially seeing a very specific timing in which if Zerg has not identified what's going on, he basically loses.
And this is a surprise attack, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like he is going to make 3 Void Rays. That's a pretty common thing. You never really see 2. This is very old that you would see 3 Voids followed up by Phoenix. But this is enough to kill off Spore Crawlers, kill off multiple Queens without much issue. He just has to hide them.
Now, it's okay for him to show that 1 Void Ray, since it was very obvious that he was already making that one. The Overlord scouted that.
Yeah. And he'll just Chrono Boost out Phoenixes from here, and the Phoenixes will lift up Queens so that he can kill everything else with the Void Rays, including the Queens, of course. But he's hit it so well. I think this is going to work.
Is he just going to charge up on the rocks outside of the base?
He might.
I think that's probably what's going to happen. He's probably going to get them all charged up. Yeah, well, there's no point in not doing that. And then just attacking into that. Meanwhile, he's got the gateways coming up here. All right.
Here we go, Tasteless. He is going to go ahead and charge up, and Soulkey knows that the rocks are being killed, but doesn't know by what. And look at this. He did juggle a little bit on those Phoenixes, so they took some extra damage. And look at this. A lot of spores going to be going down.
And as you can see, the Void Rays do so much damage here.
And he actually has enough damage here, and with more Phoenixes on the way, he's going to kill this third base. Soulkey actually needs to give it up.
Yeah.
The fact that he's out here with Queens is actually a mistake.
Well, the fact that he's making Spore Crawlers, which are dying instantly, as you can see right there. Hydra's Den is on the way, but is it going to be too late? Don't forget the gateways are about to finish. There's going to be a warp gate explosion of units here, spilling out. Ling's coming over here to try to counter it. That's not going to work.
Dude, 5 spores, 3 Queens, a Hydra's Den, and Infestation Pit are all on the way right now. So he is taking this very seriously.
As he should. And he needs to keep juggling these Void Rays. Is he going to lose the boost?
Yeah, he lost the boost.
He lost the boost.
But right now, he just went over and killed a couple queens, so that's a pretty big deal. And as long as only one Spore Crawler is attacking him, they're still going to kill everything.
They just barely all got charged up on that last Spore Crawler. I didn't know that you could just barely get off with 3 there. I learned something today.
Messing up there just slightly. But you know what? He's dealt so much damage already. Soulkey doesn't need to leave the game right now, but the amount of damage he's taken, Soulkey has to do something big to get back in this game.
Oh, wow. He's actually going to save all 3. No, he's not. He's going to say save all 3 Void Rays.
Well, he's taking a lot of damage to actually lift with these Phoenixes right now, but it looks like finally, you know, the attack is basically done. He'll still harass.
I can't even emphasize how crippled right now the entire setup here for Soulkey is. I mean,
yeah.
If you look at the sheer number of Spore Crawlers he had to make, the drones that he lost.
Oh yeah. It's kind of crazy. And the thing is, he didn't even target down drones at all. He's killed only 2 drones this entire game. It's really been forcing those drones into Spore Crawlers, forcing him into making more queens, missing injects, making hydras. And now Hero looks like he wants to take his 3rd base before even going for any sort of splash damage. So that's a little bit dangerous because the hydras can come across for a strong attack. But
then again, if the hydras come across with a strong attack and it doesn't work, then he loses instantly because they can't retreat off creep. Off creep, excuse me.
Thanks, Elmer Fudd.
No problem.
But exactly, Tasteless, exactly. And so what will his plan be? He is re-expanding. And this is a lot of Phoenixes. He needs to make an infester, even if it's just 1.
All right. Probably unwise to go over there. He couldn't have that drone, though. You know, I feel like Soulkey's doing the best he possibly can.
He got caught off guard there.
This is a frustrating game because Soulkey had a plan going into this, and we're never going to know what that was.
And
that's lost in history.
Man, look at this attack he's doing right now. He's going to let those Zealots get up there and start tanking hits and then lift like mad with the Phoenixes. Or he might just force field this ramp off. That's a possibility. But I think he's going to go for the attack on those Hydras.
All right, the Immortal's been isolated down there and taken out. It is.
And look at this. The Phoenix is just annihilating the Hydras. And at this point,
I think this is the point of no return.
It is. That's exactly what just happened.
Yeah, okay. We probably... Okay, then we're going to say GG.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that was a really cute Blast from the Past build right there. That used to be a common build, even for a few months.
Yeah, that was like probably first few months of...
It's old.
Of Starcraft 2, after post-beta.
There was a little resurgence of double Stargate play at some point as well.
I like the keys on that keyboard.
Oh, wow, that is cool.
That's nice. Kind of macaroni and cheese color.
That is, you know what?
But it's also the color of Hero's hair. A little bit coincidence. Roll with me.
Wow.
Everything's a conspiracy.
It is.
Seriously, that was that's too bad for Soulkey. That was a good strategy to go into this with for Rain.
He hit that really well. It looked like it was just single Stargate play, but when you get those 3 Voiders out and you charge them on the rocks, things are going to look bad. He did that one juggle, took a lot of damage on one of his Phoenixes, but that's okay. Hero he planned that game very well, went completely according to his plan. I would say 100%. That's exactly what he wanted, exactly what he got.
Moving on into game number 2. I'm going to try and make a prediction here. I think we're probably going to see a little bit more orthodox play from Hero.
Yes.
I think he's set the tone right now.
Orthodox as far as Hero goes.
Yeah. Which is not that orthodox, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't think he's going to try to blindside him with some kind of funky timing like that, where it's like, aha!
Exactly.
You thought one Stargate.
I have to agree with you completely on this. Speaking of which, I got to ask you, who do you think is going to come out? Maru, Curious, or Soulkey? Because I know you already think Hero's coming out.
Yeah, well, you were right. I think Curious.
Curious and Hero? That's a reasonable guess.
I want to say Maru. He played really well in that one season.
That's true.
But Curious was this guy that I always sort of doubted, and then he just keeps doing well. So I'm like, well, I guess I just have to change my prejudice against whatever I have, whatever I just assumed wasn't good about him. Like, compared to some of these other players.
All right, well, we'll see if Soulkey can do better in game 2. We couldn't see anything about Soulkey's skill there, guys, just so you know.
Yep.
We have no idea how good he really is right now.
Yeah, that was basically Hero tricking him. It's like, think of it like the RTS fast one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pulling a fast one at somebody. All right, guys, can Soulkey come back? Or is Hero going to close this out? We're going to find out soon here in